Are you in pain? Do you suffer from pain daily? Did you know that pain doesn't actually have to be a part of your everyday life? You may be sitting there and say, well, I'm old, I'm aging, it has to be a part of my everyday life. But that's not actually true. And let me tell you why. Hi, my name is Dr. Megan Grady, and I'm your local Greenville chiropractor here at Greenville Spine Institute. Now, when your body's in pain, it's your body's way of telling you that something is wrong. Something's going wrong in your body. It's kind of like the smoke alarm of your body, okay? Telling you there's a fire somewhere and it needs to be fixed. Now, the way your body tells you that is by sending signals through your nervous system. And your nervous system is comprised of your brain that sits in the top of your skull, and it sends signals down your spinal cord and out through these spinal nerves right here. Now, that system is so important to our body that it's fully encased by bone to protect it. So you have your spine, your vertebra. The vertebra is there to encase the spinal cord and the spinal nerve, kind of like a protective house. And you have discs in between each vertebra to hold those bones apart so that the nerve can pass through freely. Now, when your bones are moving the way that they're supposed to in your spine, if you looked up to the sky, the bones would tilt backwards. And if you look down to the ground, the bones would tilt forward. But unfortunately, sometimes forces can come into your spine, little forces such as a simple fall, a trip, a big force such as a car accident or a severe sports injury, but even small traumas to your spine that you might not think of, such as intense emotional stress or bad posture, can take these bones and move them out of place. Now, instead of protecting that nerve, what it's going to do is compress that nerve and damage it over time. Now, you may say, that's not me, I don't have any pain, but actually only 10% of your nerve deals with pain, so it could be compressing an area and you may not even know it. It could be going somewhere like your stomach, your heart, your knee, your shoulder, and you could be suffering from issues in those areas, and you may not think that it's coming from your spine, but it could be. Now, the interesting thing is, if you don't fix that, things will start to break down over time, and that's called spinal decay. And spinal decay starts to look something like this. Now, when you're in phase 1 of spinal decay, you start to see that the disc gets thinner in between your vertebra. That's a problem because that disc was there to hold the bones apart for the nerve to pass freely through. So when that disc gets smaller, the hole gets smaller also, which puts more compression on your nerve. So when you're in this phase of decay, you start to feel maybe tension in your neck and into your shoulders, or even tension in your mid or low back. Now, if you don't fix this in this phase 1, unfortunately, it only continues to get worse. And you start to move into phase 2. In phase 2, you can see that things are starting to get worse. You can see that these jagged edges right here, those are bone spurs, meaning your bone is starting to break down also, and the disc gets even thinner, putting more compression on this nerve. So when you're in this phase of spinal decay, you start to see your pain travel places. So not only is it in your neck, it might go around to your face, it may go into your arms, down to your fingertips, or it might go from your low back down your legs. Now, I'm sure you could guess, if you don't fix this, it only continues to get worse. And you move into phase 3. In phase 3, you can see you're just not functioning very well at all here. You have severe bone spurs, severe jagged edges going on in your spine. You have almost no disc space there, which leaves almost no opening for this nerve to come out, and your nerve starts to die and starts to get thinner. So when you're in this phase of spinal decay, you start to see your pain that started to travel now turns into numbness and tingling in your fingers, in your hands, and even in your toes. We have patients all the time say, oh, my hands are so cold all the time, or my feet are so cold. That may be because these nerves may be dying and they're starting to lose function. Now, if we don't fix this, it moves into phase 4. Unfortunately, in phase 4, surgery is the only option at that choice. And so we in our office are determined to not let anybody get past phase 3. The way that we do that is we look at the structure of your spine. What we would do is we would perform a very thorough examination and consultation in our office. We want to hear from you what's going on. We want to hear your problems and hear how it's been affecting your life, okay? Off of that, we'll do an examination. In our office, we do a 36-point examination that includes everything from a physical examination, an orthopedic examination, and a neurological examination. Based on what we find there, we may determine that it may be necessary that you need x-rays. Not only do we do normal x-rays in our office, but we do specialized x-rays called motion study x-rays. And those are very important in our office because when we take those x-rays, they're not only x-rays of you standing still, but as you're in movement also. When we take those x-rays, it shows us everything from where your problem is, how long it's been there, and what we can do to fix it if we're able to help you in our office. Here in our office, we pride ourselves in doing zero guesswork on your health. We want to know what your root cause of your problem is and what we can do to fix it in our office if we can. If we can't, we'd be able to send you to the person that we know can help you specifically. Now, like I said, we're very passionate about helping you defeat pain and live your best life. So if you're sick of dealing with pain on a day-to-day basis, or even if it's not day-to-day and you don't want to let this problem get any worse, give our office a call and schedule an appointment with us today. We look forward to seeing you. Have a great day.